Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of The Common Theory. And today we have an incredibly fun topic for you guys, and we are back again with our tier list. Yes, again, we are back with our quarterly tier list. Very excited to bring it to you guys. And the exciting part is we have some very special guests with us today. Sadly, Rohan has had a few complications here recently with internet, moving, and a few other things. But luckily, we have some great guests with us. And of course, we have our man Franklin with us, as always. But with that said, let's dive into our intros here really quick, you guys, and let's introduce everybody. But first, let's start with Franklin. Franklin, I know you have a lot to say, and I'd like to really dive into that because I know you're going to take about 5 minutes for your giant intro of Doom.
Yeah, since the last time we've been on, I went to MagicCon Atlanta, which I have to list off a bunch of people to say to do little shout outs for. The first one is Dash and Dad over in the Jalapeno Pauper server, because he lent out like a couple decks to me, plus tokens, plus an entire binder to give out to people.
Super nice of them. Thank you guys quite a bit.
Shout out to Cass, also known as Strixhaven Dropout, for meeting up with Dash and Dad to drop off the stuff to me. And more importantly, with that, I was able to actually hang out and finally meet Bobby B. Fine for first time ever, because like we've been friends with him for like 3, 4, 5 years at this point.
Yeah, I met him in 2023. I met him. Very long time.
Yeah,
ago.
because you got to go up to RIW.
Yes, the first one.
And like being in Miami, it's like nearly impossible to travel because flights are super expensive and we can't really drive out of here.
Yep, exactly.
So yeah, it was great meeting Bobby. It was great meeting Derek of the RC. We got to play a couple games together with Lobert, a couple of my friends too. Shout out to TKO, one of the co-hosts of Sober Stream, his weekly Wednesday show over on the Sipstream channel. He got to play Black Waltz number 3 against Bobby and Derek. Was another big shout out to the rest of the hosts of Sipstream. Austin Cobb was the Cobb Goblin Cobb, who we should have on again for another set review in the future, and his co-host Callie Shea, who also hosts the She EDH event, which my wife was able to play at. She had a ton of fun playing Malcolm Kediss against Paige of Martitious Magic, who was a new YouTube channel who's like a split off from Jake and Joel Does Magic. It's Jake Martitious plus Paige Webster, I believe. And they all got to do an event with Magic Kindness. All had a whole bunch of fun. Again, I'll send our editor the pictures so you can guys take a look at it over there. But that was Atlanta. We had a shit ton of fun. The karaoke party was just as much fun as going to Sleep Token concert.
I'm sure it was a ton of fun. I'm assuming you're going to get into the next subject. You want me to help you out a little bit with this one, Franklin, go into the next
Gator, this one's all yours, because this one's more of your story than mine. I was just...
You want to help me flex real quick? I just got to flex.
I don't think so. Yeah. I actually think it was just as much as yours as it was mine. So the next little part that we have to get in here real quick, you guys, was that me and Franklin had a in-person CDH event here recently, and essentially...
Yeah, it's, was it the Miami Beer Bash over at ROK Esports?
Yes, and if you guys are around Miami or ever in the area, you guys should definitely check out the place. It's really cool, dude. They sell beer, they sell... honestly, it kind of blows my mind how, like, nice these people are. They even moved their inventory from behind the counter to an open place, like out in the open. Most people keep the inventory behind the counter in an enclosed area. These people are trustworthy people. They're good people. They make food. They got tons of cool things there. They got Smash tournaments.
I think they have like 60 PCs for people to use.
Yeah, exactly. Like
they have private
really
rooms
great
in
place.
the back for esports training.
Yeah, exactly. So really cool place. But I mean, honestly, Franklin, take it from here. You were literally the top seed all day. Let's not lie about it.
Just because I was top seed, I was undefeated. You were undefeated. But that doesn't really mean much when I don't win the event.
Fair.
Like,
Fair.
all right, so you were playing, was it Thrasios Tevish?
Correct.
Which is like a Sultai value deck.
Yeah.
It's like the best way. Yeah, that's the
value
best way
pile.
to explain it.
You could say.
Yeah. Yeah, like all you're doing is making thralls every turn, basically. Like,
Yep.
was it making thralls? Tapping Gaia's Cradle for like 1 billion mana, drawing a crap ton of cards through Thrasios, reducing its cost through, Biomancer's Familiar and Training Grounds. I mean, that's all you really need to do with that deck. That's technically winning for that deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Just accruing value. Me, on the other hand, I had the complete opposite experience. I was playing Malcolm Tana, which, if you guys don't know, it's blue, green, red. You should all know what Malcolm does. It's a 3-mana mana dork that basically you make a treasure anytime a pirate deals damage.
We'll be talking a lot about Malcolm in this tier list, guys.
We are.
Just don't worry about it.
Just a little bit.
But in CDH, we have Glinthorn Buccaneer, which is a 3-mana 2/4 that with haste that says whenever you discard a card, ping everyone for 1, and has an activated ability of 1 in a red, discard a card, that's the cost. Draw a card. You can only activate it when it's attacking. So, because it's a creature spell, all the non-creature counters don't even work on it. So you just slam down the Glinthorn Buccaneer, say move to combat, and then at any point in combat, as long as it's attacking, until the end of combat, right before it goes to your main phase 2, you can just activate Glinthorn and you win.
I mean, it's pretty simplistic. Let's be honest, your deck was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the commentators were just popping off for whenever I was doing anything on stream.
Your deck was gas. You featured several times on stream, and your deck was, I mean, you were consistent. You won every game, turn 4, turn 5. You had counter backup. You were able to protect your wins. The deck was incredibly beautiful. The games, literally your only losses the entire day were against me. So, like, I don't think it's fair.
Even then, then on stream, like, when I had no lands, nothing, all I had was a Reckless Fireweaver and Malcolm, I was like, okay, as long as they top deck Trickery Charm at any point, I'm fine. Top deck the Trickery Charm on stream and everyone just goes, what the fuck is that? I've never seen that card in my life.
Yeah, it was pretty...
You're about to find out.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. You had a hell of a run. We both had a hell of a run.
No, it's just good to know that, the competitive guys are playing competitive decks. We're not playing any weird meme decks. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's pretty true because, like, a lot of people used to think, like, Thras Tevish is kind of like Mimi in a sense, which is kind of funny. But the best part about it was every time at one point in the tournament, there was 3 cradles in play. My cradle was producing 17 mana, and everybody else's cradle was producing 1 to 2. So it was
a lot of mana.
Pretty gross overall. And I mean, winning the event, not just winning, going undefeated, which is actually the coolest part about the event, was pretty cool. So I had a lot of fun. I know you had a lot of fun too, Franklin. Excluding that, I think it's time, because they're not here to listen to CDH. They are here to listen to this tier list. But sorry, guys, I know this is such a long intro, and I apologize, but we have to introduce our guests because we have one guest that you guys know. He's been here several times. He beats up. He's the aggro man. But we also have one more. We have a new player here with us. So we got to introduce both of them to you guys. So bear with us here because you know how we are. We care about family. We care about our friends. And we got to ask everybody how their day is and how they've been. Franklin, you obviously know he's been doing great. He's happy as a skunk over there, right? So now let's get Aaron. Aaron, you're first. You've been here before. You've been here on the podcast with us several times, through and through. Mr. Aggro Aaron, how you been? How you doing?
Finally. Jeez. I thought it was take forever. I'm pretty good. I'm Aggro Aaron, and I got invited. I was pretty stoked about it, to be honest with you, because they don't invite me to nothing.
Oh, well.
And
oh my god. Not this again.
You just gotta fly to New York and do Baller and some 60 card events.
This is true. Yeah, that's the only way you get noticed. And they were like so stoked, and I was like, we finally get to see Cobra's face.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
To everyone's disappointment.
And I was not disappointed. Well, what I had in here,
Disappointed.
what I had in here was not what I saw. But that's okay.
No
No, I thought Cobra was gonna be a car. I thought it was gonna be like a.
Yeah, that's cool. Tiny hands, giant head. I'm like the N64 Golden Eye.
You guys know aggro Aaron. Obviously, he's good. And just for a quick tidbit, if you guys didn't know, he top forward one of the largest 60-card Pauper events recently here in the States just a few months ago, piloting mono black aggro. If you guys want to know about it because our intro is running long, DM him. He will tell you about it. But let's move on to Cobra. Cobra has not been here before. This will be your first time. Please introduce yourself, Cobra.
Cobra Man, just like playing the competitive Pauper EDH. It's fun. I like it. So here I am.
Well, short and sweet.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Keep it simple.
Kept it
I'll be long-winded later.
Yes, we're going to go long in the tooth with very other things. So, with that said,
Happy to be here. Glad to be invited.
Of course. We're happy to have you here, man. Happy to have you here. This is where we get to the nitty-gritty, and this has been our longest intro ever, but we had a lot of catching up to do, guys, so I apologize. But let's get into the tier list. The letters S, A, B, C, D. So to start, all of these decks, all the letters, if a deck is here on the tier list, we believe it can win a tournament. The end. That's how we rank them to start. The other thing is, S are going to be the strongest decks of the format. They have the most pieces, most consistency. They are just definitively the best deck you should be taken to a tournament. Hands down, no questions asked. A is going to be a deck that, if you know it a little better, you kind of know what you're trying to do, but yet it isn't, I don't want to say fully optimized, but essentially isn't fully optimized because you don't have the same consistency factor as S. Because what makes decks in this format the top of the line is consistency. A is going to be a little bit less, but it's also not going to have as problematic, I know that's a weird word to use, commander. And we could apply the same metric to B, C, and D. Now, the thing about D and C specifically, this could be a pilot, let's say with a D tier deck, has played this deck forever. They're going to have a brewer's advantage, they're going to have a skill advantage, they're going to have all of these things. But the same could be said for S, A, B, C, and D. A newer player could pick up S and A and kind of do a little bit better than the player that has the D or C deck. You kind of get the gist. The more we go along, you kind of understand what we're saying about this, you guys. But with all that said, let's dive in. So, let's start with Scholar. Scholar is still, in my opinion, if you cannot beat this deck, you need to take your deck that you play against it, look at it again and go, what do I need to do to be able to compete against something like this? I still believe it's one of the mono blue gatekeepers we have of the format. The deck is still clean, smooth, simple. Turn 5. If this deck has High Tide, get ready to lose, because from turn 5 forward, if you don't have Grave Hate, you're losing the game against this deck. Franklin, I'm going to go to you first. What are your thoughts?
That's literally what I did in one of the gameplay videos that should be out soon, if not, it's already been released. As soon as I hit 5 lands, I won. It was like, cool, here's a High Tide, here's a Ghostly Flicker, here's some other stuff. I think everyone was saying, like, oh no, you should have you should have grabbed the Frantic Search to untap. I'm like, nah, Ghostly Flicker is good.
Well, you agree with me, but let's find out from the other two players, because I do know that Cobra has been playing a lot of aggro lately, and we also have Aggro Aaron, which is the aggro guy. How do you feel against this deck, Aaron, when you play against it? Do you just try to knock it off the table, or does it blitz you? What do you think?
No, this deck doesn't scare me. And on top of it, it's the wrong color. But this deck doesn't... because it's blue. Bottom tier all the way.
Oh, this guy. This guy, bottom tier. Okay.
D, F. You don't even get ranked.
Oh,
Anyway,
F.
I don't really have a problem with this deck. It's not very scary. It could beat me because it's faster, but in the gut and the Arabella matchups, I don't think it can take it.
I don't disagree with that because one of this deck's largest problems is it doesn't have a defense system. So it's really weak to getting hit in the face.
It only plays one creature every game, and that's Scholar.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just too slow. It's too slow to keep up with. I wouldn't say too slow, but
yeah, too slow. I don't think is a good word.
If it can win on turn 5, that's not very slow. But getting there is the problem.
You are the aggro guy. But hang on. Let's move to Cobra because I know Cobra's been playing a lot of Larry recently.
Yeah, so I think the issue with Scholar, I do think it's a gatekeeper because if you can't beat it, you're not going to beat the other decks around. Mm-hmm. But it does end up being a punching bag a little bit because it doesn't have a lot of defenses, but it does have control. But you also don't want to wipe it off the table early because it can help you with control. It's going to help control some of the other decks at the table. When it wants to combo, unless there's probably more than one, just got to have at least 2 pieces of interaction from the rest of the pod. Otherwise, it's just going to go. Once it starts going, it goes.
That's totally fair.
So I don't like wiping it out, but it does end up being like an Arabella punching bag, because Arabella can kind of get a free swing and hit everybody. But it's a great little punching bag for little dirtily creatures that need to attack and have an attack effect. But if you don't really want to focus at first because it can help you, but you also have to hold some interaction and hope somebody else does too, because if not, when it's go time, it'll get you.
Yeah, that's fair. With that said, though, it has some overwhelming flaws that we heard with just being, a punching bag. But it's just like I said, if you're not going to be aggressive enough to take this off the table, it's still going to beat you. What do you guys think? Do you guys have a problem with B?
D.
No, D.
D's fine.
Solid B.
D. So we have 3 Bs and a D.
What?
That averages to a B in Gator World. Okay, so next one. I'm actually going to give this to the new guy, Cobra, only because you've been playing it more than Aaron recently. This will be Loyal Subordinate. Give us your opinion on this.
Oh, I like Loyal Subordinate. It's resilient. It's an aggro deck, but it can also grind too. And it seems like the more resources that get devoted to taking Larry off the table, the deck always just magically gives you those cards to get Larry back. Don't put Larry in the command zone. Leave Larry in the graveyard. Almost always, he'll come back, and it surprises people. I think also, as Gator pointed out when I first started playing the deck, don't forget it has menace. Low Subordinate has menace, and that really helps against the low creature count decks because you can get those hits in on Larry. You're not going to commander damage anybody out, but you're going to be able to equalize those life totals with Larry in combat. And you got enough Grave Flickers and just ability just to get Larry back that you don't have to be scared to swing with him. But it's also nice because he does his main effect, staying home. So unlike Arabella, he doesn't have to attack, so he can just stay home and burn the table. But I'm a big fan of Loyal Subordinate. Okay, I think it's another gatekeeper. I think it's the black gatekeeper.
Okay, before we move to Aaron, what is your opinion first to where you want to put it?
If I B, I'm thinking a lot of the gatekeepers, unless they're better specifically, I think or B. I think pretty much any newer player to the format can be given a quick couple sentence primer on Larry and just go to town.
Okay, that's totally fair. Aaron.
So, but there's some nuance, but I think it gets there well.
Okay, Aaron. I mean, you've also played Loyal Subordinate, and once again, you're aggro. Aaron, what are your thoughts on Loyal?
I have to agree with Cobra. It can be picked up very easily because the commander does most of the work itself, and you just gotta, turn sideways. It's very straightforward, very easy to pilot. It puts a lot of pressure on the table itself as a whole, but it's better if you have another aggro deck in the pod because while you're putting pressure, they're putting pressure, and then you're trying to get to that 1v1 with the aggro deck. It kind of falls off by itself sometimes because, you're getting hit for 3 turns. It's got to win before Gretchen. And so you kind of need a little bit of help.
Mm-hmm. Like Weavers and things of that nature.
Yeah, Weavers, mm-hmm. Gretchen, Malcolm Kediss.
It's similar others. Yeah. I know what you mean.
It just needs a lot of help because 3 a turn is not going to get you the win by turn 5.
So you kind of think that like other aggro decks really boost this deck a lot. That's so.
Yes.
I'm assuming you agree with Cobra that it's in B tier. Then that's my assumption.
I totally agree with B. Yeah, it's
Okay.
about right there at Scholar.
All right. Well, Franklin, what do you got? Yeah, are you thinking similar?
Yeah, I like that Larry can just punch people in the face because it has Menace. I love I love that all you have to say is beginning of combat trigger. I have my commander. Everyone eats a bolt. Then the great thing too is like as long as Larry is out, you're fine. Even if someone tries to remove it, you just go Grave Flicker. Here you go. Yeah, I think just putting it in B is fine. It's not super crazy like one of the other decks that will probably put up an A.
Okay. Well,
it's good, but
actually,
the other ones are just a little bit better.
I think I'm gonna have the biggest hot take here against you guys. I know Lotad, the original creator of the list, and then I know Jonathan had partnered with him later on Larry. It's kind of weird. I used to be like I agreed with Lotad for quite a bit, where we were thinking that the deck was getting lower and lower and lower in the tiers, and then I started seeing players play it again. This is why it's so important for players to play. Specifically, I saw Aaron play it, then I saw Chum play it, then I saw a few other players play it, and then as just very recently, I've seen Cobra play it quite a bit. In words of wisdom of Aaron, D, Z tier is what it's supposed to be. No. Realistically, though, I actually think the deck is supposed to be an A tier. I actually think kind of the opposite of Aaron right now, because it's not so aggressive, and it's just like, I'm bolting you guys. It's been doing better and better and better, and I've seen Cobra just like accidentally kill the table because they've kind of ignored him. And I don't want to say ignored because that's not truly the right way to like say it, but it kind of is. He was ignored, like just kind of like, yeah, you're doing 3 damage. We don't give a shit about you.
Yeah, when I pod with Gretchen's and Malcolm Kediss, Larry does kind of fly underneath the radar a little bit.
Okay, so that's
he's not gonna oops I win.
Yeah,
but he will just keep burning, and all the other creatures doing.
Yeah, it's inevitable. Where I really want to put it, whether this is going to sound kind of crazy or not, I actually think it's supposed to be an A tier. But with the 3 guys putting it in B is what it is. But I'm actually voting for A tier this time, which they kind of throw people through a loop. But
I don't know. We'll get into this conversation later once we have the other 2 simultaneous damage decks on the list, and then we'll be like, all right, here's a 3-way conversation between these 3 decks.
Yep. Well,
which one do we think?
Yep.
They actually match?
I agree. So let's throw it to B. But let's put the next gatekeeper in Aaron. You've top forward with this deck. Dargo Kediss. Talk about it. What are your thoughts? Your
daughter's won with this deck?
My daughter's won with it.
So, personally, this is Caitlin's deck, which is his daughter, Caitlin.
Yes.
And little CJ. I picked it up because I just like it, because it's fun to put out a huge monster and just beat people's face with it. And it's fast enough to win because it does a lot of stuff that the other, well, besides Arabella, it does a lot of stuff that the other aggro decks can't do because, well, and I guess Larry too, because it can hit, with Kediss, it can hit the whole table versus have to taking somebody down one at a time. And it's just got enough oomph with double strike and especially the Buccaneers Bravado, you can just one-shot somebody off the table and then the other 3 people are like, or the other 2 people are like, oh no, and then they take 7 as well. So it's kind of, this deck's really fun to play. I probably rank it. It's probably as easy to play as Larry. The only thing is the math. It took me a little bit to figure out the Dargo math, which is what we all struggle with.
Yeah, again, whenever you're picking up Dargo, you have to go through the quick 6-hour course through advanced Dargonomics, and you're good.
Yeah.
It's just always remembering that sacrificing an artifact still counts as Dargo.
Well, it's throughout the whole turn. That's what messes people up. It's forever.
Yeah. Like
and that treasure token is 3.
Yes.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Lotus Petals 3 was a The Warren Instigator. No, it's not Warren Instigator.
Mog War Marshal.
Mog War Marshal is one.
Yeah,
It's just remembering you sacrificing the artifact to make mana also counts toward your Dargo attacks.
Where would you like to place it, Aaron? What do you think?
Honestly,
Pause
probably
for
A.
dramatic effect. All right, A. Cobra.
I was debating about A or B.
Okay.
I think historically y'all have had it in A, and I agree with that because it can just hit hard and fast.
Well,
and a lot of your
played it recently. To be fair,
yeah, I just don't have it in paper yet. I got it mostly in paper, but
I've seen you double strike everyone off the table, including against me. You chose to double strike 2 other players, left me you 1v1, and you still pulled out the game. So, like, what do you think?
It's nasty. I like the deck. I think it's an A because it's a lot of, it also, people forget too, it's a 5-butt. So like a lot of your non-destroy this creature or non-bounce this creature removal simply isn't going to hit it. It's just going to shrug off a thunderclap. I mean, with combat or whatever, obviously multiple cards, whatever, but single target, single card removal, unless it's black or blue, is probably not going to do too much. You do have to make sure you have sacrifice effects because it can get put underneath an enchantment, which can get pacified or whatever type effects, those types of effects. But the deck has ways to sacrifice Dargo to get Dargo back, and there's the backup pinger plan. So you did hopefully a bunch of damage done with Dargo early, and then if Dargo gets neutralized or too expensive, you have the backup pingers just to ping, 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 do the rest of the pinging that Dargo couldn't do. And when you're the Dargo deck, if Dargo's not out, people are just more relaxed and leaving you alone and focusing on something else usually.
Yeah, that's actually been my experience with the deck. As soon as they so the way I used to play the deck historically was I would play Dargo late, and then the table would be and I'd be trying to work with the table, but I learned to play Dargo really, really early, as freakishly fast as possible, which my daughter taught me. And then I hit you 1 or 2 times, and then someone handles the Dargo consistently, over and over again. So I never get Dargo back. But then I just slowly shoot the table with a bunch of other random shit, and then I end up winning. Because I'm kind of ignored. Because they're like, well, Dargo doesn't exist, so why do we care?
There's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. Exactly, at that point. Because they neutralize the big threat.
Yeah, and I kind of wish that Rohan was here so we can talk about how he plays Dargo's mono red control.
This is his favorite deck in the format, to be fair. So
it does fall victim to the removal spells because it is a monocolor. But it's probably one of the better.
Yeah, but you could also say that about just about every other deck on this list.
Yeah,
so that's not a real.
Because
not a real.
Well, it kind of is.
Because
Dargo. Dargo, you can get it out easier.
We lose to Oubliette, right? But it's 3 mana sorcery speed removal.
Well, you lose Oubliette on paper, but historically, this deck has never lost to Oubliette.
I've never lost to Oubliette once, ever, and/or Lignify, including.
I
played a game.
Couldn't believe that.
I won with Lignify, and for the record, I won with my Dargo double striking the table while it was
that is 100% the case. Dargo Tree said, "What's up?"
To be fair,
Commander.
To be fair, and it was a wonky game. There was a lot of weird things that happened, and my Dargo had been lignified literally as soon as it whacked a player for quite a bit of damage. Got lignified, turned to vanilla. I got ignored exactly how we're describing. My opponent, once again, just kind of didn't really drew a few bad spells in a row. I did not draw a few bad spells in a row, and 1, 2, 3, I won. Here's my hot take for you guys. Franklin, are you A? Where you at on this one?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely on it, because just the fact that Dargo can just double strike someone off the table, we're good. That already makes it a lot better than Larry, in my opinion.
Here we go.
I think I need to change my sleeves, guys. I was actually going to say B tier. Actually, the only time I ever see this, so I'm going to talk really bad about me. The only time I've seen this deck, A tier, is when I'm not playing it.
Skill issue.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
According to the,
don't disagree. For real though, I'm not
Cobra,
trying
did you
to
receive the tokens?
bullshit.
According to the Kediss treasure tokens that all of
Yes.
our patrons received.
Yes,
It says it's a play pattern issue.
yes.
Quoted by Gatorbait.
Yes, it is a play pattern issue. I don't disagree with that. That's the only reason why I say B tier. I actually think Low Subordinate has gotten up to par with Dargo. So that's my little hot take. But
I do think as a deck, Larry has a higher future ceiling because those little black symmetrical damage creatures are easy to print. I think they'll be popular and we'll get more and more of them. I think the only way Dargo gets a lot better is if there's more double strike spells, which might come out,
Well,
or you get even better cheap artifacts.
Magic.
we've been getting
They keep printing double strike.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Haste Magic is so
we've
good.
been getting so many draw spells with Dargo. The way Dargo used to play was I had an empty hand by turn 2, and now I literally have like
I know you're
full
drawing.
hand half the game, and it's kind
Oh
of
yeah, because
gross.
little draw artifacts and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, so but I think you guys
Bro,
outvoted me
Melvin
on this
Moxite
one.
was a boon for that deck.
Dude, Melted Moxite just went straight into Dargo. It's like,
Draw two,
there we go.
and it's basically free because the too many
And-
into it. You get
Yes.
Dargo.
Yep. So you guys voted
And
A.
you also get 2 more mana because of the creature too.
Yes, you can use it for the mana and get the creature too. Oh, ridiculous.
Well, now we're having a melded Moxite. Let's stream here, boys. No, realistically,
Meld your Moxite.
you guys are voting A. So I was outvoted for this one. Let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about the
So
best
this one,
Tatyova player, Franklin. Let's move it to Aaron. Come on, let's be nice.
Oh, absolutely not.
I'm messing with
I
you.
cannot-
Busting your balls,
I-
Aaron. Let's move to Franklin. Franklin, go
No.
for it.
all right. So we dropped this deck before.
Yes.
Like there was a point in time where Tatyova just couldn't win a game, and then recently it got top 4 at the Cloudy Commons Cup 2, the Commons for a Cradle, and we're like, okay, this is interesting. Let's go take a look at the deck. And it's actually the type of improvement we want to see for a deck like this, because Tatyova historically used to run like 20 to 30 counter spells, and the entire point of that deck was, no one's going to win except for me, and we're going to drag this out to a 5-hour-long game. So we're looking at a Tatyova that's actually trying to win. And it got top 4. So I think that means we can probably start talking about Tatyova again, as long as people go in with the mentality of, I am going to win. I'm going to be other version of Gretchen, where we're just going to play a...
Let me help you
I
out.
have to
Let me help you
reset.
out, Franklin. It's essentially what you're trying to say. And I don't know if you remember this, but I'm sure you do, because we had this game. We had many of these games where we passed around the table with me, you, China, and Yami, where we all played a 3.5-hour game with Tatyova. And it was because, remember, we used to play 14 counterspells. This new version is what, on 8? Or less than 8?
I think it was like on 10, significantly compared to the other historical versions.
Yeah, but also too, they're not like actual like counter target spell. Like it was back in the day, it was just like rewind. You know what I mean? Just like you name 4 mana counter spell, it was playing it, trying to draw cards, trying to do other things. So
I didn't even, to be honest with you, I didn't even know that it won, or that it even top 4'd the Clouded Commons. That's how much I keep track of this deck.
to be fair, it's a lot different than what it used to do.
When I came in as a tryhard, I was a tryhard, and this deck, one of the OG big bads, it has fallen off of its pedestal so hard from the last time that I've even seen it play good. Because back when it was good, it was like playing 2 to 4 hour games, and we ain't about that life.
Well, let me ask you a question, because Franklin
Sounds
didn't say,
awful.
and neither did you, Aaron. Where are you guys wanting to rate it?
D.
You said D. Franklin, where are you at?
I'll have to actually take a look at how the deck is played now, but probably just safely say C. Still trying to win. At the very least, with one of the other decks we're going to talk about, as long as you're playing lands, you're doing something. You're drawing a card, you're progressing at least through your deck, you're gaining a life. You have like the weird untappers, the weird land tappers that drop lands into the deck, and then eventually you'll find your title board. I mean, that's not how the deck wins. It will eventually find its combo. Just it's gotten a lot faster.
It will eventually win too.
Interesting. So, I'm actually looking at the deck right now. It's actually what I'm looking at, just to make sure I don't say anything inappropriate about the list. There's a few things I don't like about the list as a whole, but I think overall it is the right changes the deck needed to start being competitive again.
How you see the list? What's the list at?
I'll send it to you after this.
Alright, send it
It's
to me
not.
after this.
Yeah, it's not really important at the moment, but I do like a few of the things that the player has in the list overall. I do think a lot of the cards, I'd actually love to have a conversation with them. And if you're out there, Landslide, Death Reaper MTG, would love to have a conversation with you about
I mean,
the list.
he did prove us wrong that it. I mean, he did top 4 with it, so I
Well,
got to give him credit for that.
To be
At
fair,
a big event.
To be fair, any list we put on here, I do believe has potential to win the tournament. That was part of the ratings from the beginning.
Yeah, that was always the problem that we had. That before we used to think that Tatyova, just how people were building it and playing it, was not that great. But now, someone performed well.
Yes, but
and we like the changes that
one person
the deck is
performed
doing.
well, and this deck was off the tier list. So the best I could give this currently would be a D, my opinion. I don't know if
The D is a-
memeing with
D is for dedicated pilot, right? That's the dedicated pilot
It's
tier.
I wasn't memeing
Yeah.
that.
Kinda,
What are
yeah.
you talking
That's
about?
that's how I remember D being. I know we went over it at the beginning, but
That was an
my
honest
head.
opinion, not a meme.
Yeah. I'm voting D. I mean, it did well in one event, and it's lost and played in many other events. So I'm still going to give it D, but it does have new tools, and someone is giving it a new facelift, and I like to see it.
Well, maybe they can.
So-
Maybe we can see them progress on that. That would be great.
Exactly. So
Yep.
if you're out there, give comments, let us know how your rounds went. Love to hear it. But I think three voted D.
I go with I didn't vote yet, but I'm gonna go with D.
Gonna go with D.
Okay.
Delta. Yeah.
Yeah, D. If this is the man of the hour for me. Can I do this one?
Sure.
Yeah, this is all
Sure.
yours. You've been wanting
all
to talk
you.
about this deck for like the last God knows how long at this point.
So this is going to be, my opinion, the first S tier deck we have here. This is our first true turbo deck in existence in the format. We finally, definitively have one. It's been taking too many years, too many everything to have one, but we finally did it. And I'm so happy that we did it because we needed it. Because so many things keep getting inappropriately classified and all these like weird words and things get thrown around and it's untrue. This is going to finally prove it wrong. This deck's trying to win on turn 3, guys. If you don't know Malcolm Rograkh, this shit's trying to go turn 3. You know what this deck is doing? It's received. In fact, it's total of 5. So Sunshot, pentagram, how do you pronunciate the Minotaur thing? The Strong Bull.
The strong bull.
I always forget its first name. It's something Strong Bull. Magmakin. And then we just have our 2 OGs, Reckless and Genius. And that's a total of 5. We have 5 ways to win immediately. But let's not forget our old school ways to win. Paley-Pala, Horseshoe Crab. This deck is literally just going Ritual, put one of these cards out early, untap, turn it to a pirate, show you Malcolm, proceed to combo off, win the game. That's what this deck is doing. It's using Rograkh to Springleaf Drum, Ritual out its resources, get ahead of the table before you have no ability to do anything. Actually a turbo deck. It's legitimately doing the turbo thing. And guess what? First game I ever played with it, I won turn 3.
And weren't you in seat 4? I'm trying to remember.
I was in seat 4 game 2, and I won turn 5 seat 4.
Oh, that was it. That seat 4 was that one.
Game 1, I won seat 1 turn 3. Deck's fast. Consistent. It has its bugs. Jonathan introduced me to the list. Can't pronunciate it. I'm going to give it S tier. I know it has some bugs. If I wanted to be brutally honest, I'm going to say A, truth be told, because it hasn't been fixed yet. But I know this is going to be an S tier deck because of what it can do and how it can get under the table. That's my opinion. Guys, any order, you guys give me your thoughts.
I'll stick with A as well. That we just haven't tested it yet. Like, it's there. We've only played a couple games with it. I see the vision. It's not Kediss, so you don't have the consistency of having like infinite mana at any given point. It's not Breaches, so you don't have the consistency of having everyone else's cards at any given moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I see it. We just need to get there.
I look at it as it's probably one of the better turbo decks since Jonathan made it a turbo deck. I haven't seen the new list yet, but
I think it's the only turbo deck. Not
yeah,
the
I
best.
guess so.
No.
I have to disagree with you.
The other
on that
one was the
Name me
Dargo Casket.
Dargo Casket, but Dargo Casket needs like a perfect hand.
Winning turn 7 is not turbo. I'm sorry.
Abdel Blue is a turbo deck.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we're both, you can fuck your shipping me. Fuck you guys. All right. So now that we're talking
I would say,
about reality.
No, I would say it's A. Oh, sorry, you still going, Aaron? Sorry.
I just wanted to say, because Jonathan made it a turbo deck, and he played it for a while, and then it disappeared, and then now it's coming back here recently. I agree with it's an A.
Okay.
It's not that it's bad. Probably harder to play.
Cover, what's your thoughts?
I think it can get to an S. It definitely has that potential. Right now, I think it's working out the kinks and the bugs and finding the best combos to run and which ways they can overlap optimally. But when your backup plan, like, because, the backup plan of Malcolm Kediss is pinging out or a manual storm, right? And those are more intensive and they're less likely to happen any given turn. But man, when your backup's just another infinite combo, like 2 or 3 cards, it's kind of gross. So I think it'll get there. But I say right now, in the games I've seen it, that first game when you hit that turn 3-1, I was just like, well, that's because you told me, it can turn 3-1. And I was like, that's the thing. And then game 2, it was a bunch of stopped combo attempts from everybody else. Every other deck tried to win in the pod. And then you're just like, you got stopped. And then boop, and then you still went off again, like on turn 5. I think he got stopped turn 4. And then I think every other deck tried to win and got stopped by the pod. And then everybody's resources were just kind of exhausted. You just went for another combo the next turn. And got turn 5'd. I was just like, well, damn, that's what he's talking about.
So to be fair, yeah, I agree with the A with you guys currently. I have to point out something you did say. This doesn't have a backup plan. So there could be an argument said they could never, ever go past an A because it has no pivot plan.
It does have a pivot plan.
Keep winning. Keep winning.
It's It's an unrelated combo with a different set of cards entirely.
Yes. So
that your deck puts in your hand.
To be fair, that is another argument, yes. And I think that is relevant. So are we good to stay with A?
Yeah, I'm good with A.
I'm fine with A.
Okay, perfect. And then, Franklin, can you take us away with this one?
Yep, next up is Glaring Fleshraker. Probably the only good colorless deck we'll ever have. I don't know where to place this one, because it's still... the last time I've seen it play, I think it was Izlain playing it.
It was Izlain, yeah.
Usually,
he's the only one that plays it.
It's always good when he plays it, though. It's always good.
Yeah, because before we were just like, oh no, it's not that good. But like, it does its burst 12 to 17 damage on a single given turn. And again, sometimes that's as good enough to win.
Can I plug our editor real quick, Franklin?
Yeah, go right ahead. Go plug our editor Izlain of the Possibility Store.
Okay, so now that's one plug. Let me hit him with a second plug. The last game I played on stream with Izlain, I was playing Scholar of the Ages, and he went turn 1, Tormod's Crypt, Relic, and I just played Scholar.
Yeah, that was bad.
And then my next opponent went Nihil Spellbomb, and I was like, I guess I don't play this game. And I just sat there and I watched them win. And lost miserably. So that should tell you, I also think this deck, because it's playing colorless spells, it's got some pretty gas spells in the deck. But yes, please, our editor, Possibility Storm, Izlain, check him out. Now, Franklin, continue.
So as I was saying, like when it goes through like its storm turn and does its giant burst of damage, I think that's good enough with all the other pingers running around. I think with that you're good, especially with I forgot the name of the raceway. I think it's Avishkar Raceway.
Avishkar Raceway, yeah.
Where you just spend 4 mana to draw a card on a land.
Oh yes.
We don't really have we don't really have good utility lands like that in Pauper. That doesn't really fit in any other color outside of this color list.
Where do you want to put it, Franklin?
Not too sure. I'm debating on like either low B or a high C because it does run out when it does run out of gas. You're just like, here's a Golem Foundry. I will eventually beat your face in.
What do you think, Aaron? What do you think? What do you got for this thing?
So I've played against this deck a lot because this is probably Izlain's pride and joy right here, and it's intrigued me enough to like open my eyes to like put it together myself because of like how fun it looks to play. Sometimes Izlain wins with it, and then sometimes he beats himself, to be honest with you. I would have to agree with Franklin about a C. I don't think it's quite B tier. I don't think it's quite up there with Scholar and Larry.
Carmen, what's your thoughts?
I'm going to go with Franklin/Aaron and say low B, high C, because I don't think it's quite a gatekeeper, but man, it has that big turn where it just does a ton. And I do think these cheap little artifacts that the deck is based on, again, I kind of said it earlier, some of these cards, I think some of the commanders are set up in the future just to get more and more good cards because they fit the Pauper kind of mold. And I think Larry Fleshraker is one of them. We're going to keep getting these like useful little artifacts or useful little colorless spells that are just going to make the deck better and better. But I think right now, I think when it does well, it does well. And if it's in a pinger pod, it's going to be scary because you have Arabella or Larry hitting the table too, or even Malcolm Kediss little artifact pinger that's not even comboing, but just like pinging the table, or the non-artifact creature or non-creature pingers going. Man, it's a threat because it can just pop off and kill you. I just don't think it's quite that gatekeeper yet.
Okay. I mean, that's totally fair. You guys beat me again. I was going to go for a B. I kind of dig this deck. I used to talk a lot of shit about this deck. A lot. I thought this thing was a joke. I've admitted that several times, and I was wrong.
It's getting a lot of support.
It keeps getting better and better cards. And I was like, when this first got printed, I was just like, bro, like, what a joke. And
I think that's 2 low Bs, so we'll throw it in B tier.
There's no 2 low Bs. You guys went triple Cs. What are you talking about? It's triple Cs. I said B
as well.
Who said B?
Yes.
I said low B, high C, and Franklin said low B, high C.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Apparently, you guys get 2 letters. All right. So,
but here's the deck that we did used to joke around and like meme
we
make fun of a lot.
Okay, so you take this one. Okay, let's see how you apologize.
Bray, I apologize for everything wrong I've ever said about that. Honestly,
mistakes were made.
Teshar's not a deck. God's honest truth. Sometimes those people don't want to innovate on decks. They just say like, "Here's a net deck. I'm actually, part of the problem when it comes to this, where they just see a net deck and go like, I'm not going to innovate. I will take it exactly how it is." And then you have the people actually innovating and working on the decks going like, no, this is what we're doing now. We're actually going to win. We're not going to try to stop people from winning. I'm going to ignore everything everyone else does. And here you go. And I've been losing to Teshar left and right. Yep.
Can I hit you with a major card, which used to be a staple of the format? Doesn't see play in his list, and he caught a lot of slack for cutting some of these cards from a good amount of people. I understood it because it makes sense to me, but I've also done this just as recently with Aaron, which the main card is Prismatic Strands. It's not in his list. That's like, if you ask most of the Pauper community about Prismatic Strands, they're going to say auto-include is in your deck list. Aaron, we cut it from Arabella. We cut it right from Arabella before you went on your winning streak, did we not? Yes or no? That is.
I don't think it's in gut either.
It's in gut. It's in gut. It's not gut. Gut is more of a tempo strategy, but in Arabella, it's just trying to get them dead.
Yeah, we totally cut it from Arabella, and it's been working great with Arabella. So I can understand cutting it from Teshar.
Yeah, because it's not helping the deck win the game.
Mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, holding up 3 mana ends up being way too much mana sometimes.
Yep. It's not doing anything to actually truly assist the deck, and it's like, oh, you wrath my board with Teshar? Thank you?
Okay. Yeah? Oh my god, yeah, so, that was the other super funny thing to watch. The Teshar Hollow Marauder matchup.
Oh, awful.
And, the Hollow Marauder player was like, why am I even targeting Teshar? I'm like, make him discard. All you're doing is making him happy.
Well, let's ask someone that's played against Teshar, and I think you're the best person to ask here, Cover, because you've had more games against this deck than I think any of us here.
Teshar it's a deck. So here's the hate. Like here's Bray. Here's the problem. Here's like Bray like every single game against Teshar. Oh, you counter my spell? It's cool. You that's cool. It's in the graveyard. Whatever. Oh, you made me discard stuff. Cool. You made me mill. Thank you, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart. You just thank you, right? He does boom, He's just like, no matter what you do to interact with it outside of actually messing with Teshar, like you just advance his game plan, or you slow him down. He had a turn? Was it a couple 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? He had a turn 3 win, which we stopped.
Turn four.
Or it was turn 4, then turn 5. No, it was a no. It was. I thought it was a turn. No.
It was his. Turn it was 4. Everyone else's turn 3. Because he was.
Oh, that was it. Okay. Yeah. So it was. Yeah, that was it. So he had a turn 3. He had a turn 4 win attempt. Our turn 3. We stopped it, and then the next turn he just does it again with a just different. It was just like, what in the world? The other night, I was on a Tainted Observer. I didn't get a poison counter on him in time. I comboed off. I poisoned out the other 2 players in the pod. He top decks Ashnods, which I think I could have won the game ultimately, like playing, but he just top decked an Ashnods. Boom. Over, done. It's just like that deck just. I would say this though, don't just try to pick it up. Okay, as much as I talked about, you can pick up Dargo, Kediss, you can pick up Larry. Like these decks, you can kind of pick up and pretty much play. I would recommend against just randomly firing up Moxfield and going into a competitive fight with Teshar. Goldfish that deck and learn the lines because it's different, and you need to know it. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, what is this thing even doing? So, but it will win fast. I guess its downside is it needs Teshar. That's the downside.
Hang on, none of you
can say that about like all these other decks.
Yeah, well, but none of you guys gave a letter. Where do you guys want to put this thing?
I was
it's exactly where it needs to be.
An A.
An A?
After the ass whippings I've been getting, yeah.
I don't feel against that. I'm gonna say B. Because I don't think a player could pick this deck up. Bray's been playing the deck for years at this point. So I think you can't say another player is going to do what Bray can do.
I think it's B. And I'd say low B. I'd say low B. No, you're this far. I would say low B, high C. If I have to depend down one letter, I'll say low B. I only say high C because you need to know the deck. And graveyard hate is really susceptible to graveyard hate. And if you bully Teshar, if you counter Teshar, don't let Teshar hit the board. It can be fragile in that respect. But man, it just doesn't look scary until it's go time, and then it just.
It's the same.
It's almost like Scholar. It's like a white Scholar almost.
Yeah.
So
we're saying the same thing.
It's just less control.
Well, I've played against this deck a lot, to be honest with you. MTG Kediss was the first ones who played it, and Bray picked it up. I've even actually played this deck like in Florida in a CEDH tournament. It didn't win, but it's very fragile. I have to agree. I mean, Teshar's the main outlet, and Graveyard Hate completely smokes it too. So it's definitely not a deck you need to like learn Magic to play that deck. I can't play it personally, and I agree with him. It's pretty much a B tier. It is like Scholar, all gas, no brakes.
I think we all agree B, and let's move on to the next one.
I'm probably B.
Do you want to take us away on the next one?
Yeah, the next one is Third Pass Icnoclast. I don't know how I feel about this. I think this is probably like the worst Izzet deck we have currently on the list.
It's a hard sell.
Kind of sad to...
Yeah, it's a hard sell too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, just the ceiling for Izzet is so high. I mean, like, sure, you're getting bodies out of TPI whenever you cast a spell, so your Reckless Fireweavers are doing damage, your Ingenious Killers are doing damage, your Impact Jammers are doing damage, as well as, like, all the other Spell Pingers are damaging along with you, but this does not have, like, that little loop with the commander itself to just kind of power through the rest of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a Storm variant that exists along with it, but you have to drift for the Ashnod's Altar.
Mm-hmm. Well, where do you want to put a deck like this? I think it's also only fair to discuss the two main variants because we had a guy that topped his version was a flicker variant. The other players was a mid range variant. So I think we should use
and it did just win the last Sanctuary event. It was a smaller event, but it won.
What?
Right? Am I crazy?
I have no idea. What build was it?
I think it was the Bodies Pinger one.
The mid-range
variant. I'm pretty sure sure that was a variant.
So, what are your thoughts, Franklin?
Yeah, I think I'll probably put it in C because just again, we have another Izzet commander that's coming up soon. That the text box for that commander says you will win the game eventually. TPI does not say that, and that's the other problem I have with it. That and like the one but on it's just like, cool, die to Electricity, die to Rolling Earths. A weird tempo thing. So I would probably put it at C at the highest.
So we got a C. Aaron, what do you think? What do you think?
So I've played against this deck a lot. I've seen
which okay, that's what I was going to say. What variants? But
I've seen two variants of this deck. I've seen Ryan's variant, which is more synergized with like the artifacts, like the creatures and stuff hitting the board and pinging everybody at this and that. And then the other version I've seen was the one that topped, I think it won Rags to Riches.
Yeah, the one with the
it's
Ghostly Flicker version. It's Ghostly Flicker. Yeah. And
I can't tell you which one's better, to be honest with you. I like how the deck synergizes with itself. Out of the Izzet deck to pick up, I could probably pick this up pretty easily, and it is intriguing. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of Gut's worst enemies, and
I don't disagree with that.
And if I'm playing Gut against this, I hate to say it, you're number one. Sorry, you're gone first because with this deck it builds a wall, and I can't get through some of the walls that it builds because it just trades with my skeletons, and I'd just rather not have you play in the game, to be honest with you. As far as a ranking though, I can see it as a B.
It's a B. Okay. So we got a C and a B. Cobra. What is your thoughts?
So, I've played against the deck a medium amount. Not a lot, and it was a little bit longer ago, so not a lot recently. I think to do well, the deck needs to have a pilot that can politic to kind of de-emphasize themselves and kind of say, look, I'm not scary, but like, you know what they're going to do? They're going to make a giant wall of dudes and then try to ping everybody with them and protect their life total with those dudes. And as much as I can work in general common theory, y'all are de-emphasizing sweepers, which I agree with. It is really prone to sweepers, but I guess it needs to have counter spells to protect against that. But I really think to get to that really successful status, it needs to have a politicking pilot. So that makes me lean towards C over B. But I could take either letter.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Sure.
Do you think Murmuring Mystic is a good card?
In general, yes.
General.
Not necessarily as a commander, but I like Murmuring Mystic.
Yeah,
yes.
But it's not as susceptible as this is, right?
Well, yeah, because it's a 5-butt.
It's a 5-butt, exactly. So I think it's kind of weird. I actually agree with you entirely. I actually think that this card is insane with a good with a player that's really good at politicking the table, because you know what it's going to do. But I've also seen this deck, and one of our closest friends plays TPI. He goes to politic or say something to us, and we're kind of like, yeah, or we attack you.
I think that well-enfranchised players who've played against it enough know what it's going to do to kind of insulate themselves against the politicking. So, but there are still people who are really good at politicking, and that's, but I think, and it can be, and it is not just going to combo off and win, right? Unless I guess the Ghost of the Flicker version can, but so that makes it kind of de-emphasized a little bit, kind of like Larry, or it's like it's not as scary at the moment, so there's something else scarier. But the scarier stuff is probably just going to beat it.
So you guys are going to say B.
If I have to pick a letter, I say C.
C.
But I'm fine with B or C. I won't argue that. Either one's fine.
No, I'm in agreement. You need to stand your ground on some of these things. I'm in agreement. I also say C. So, Franklin, this one's yours. Take it away.
Abdel Blue. Good deck. 8 tier.
Are you messing with us?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Abdel Blue. We've been talking about it for like 3 years at this point.
As long as you don't run out of life before you win.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's an unfair argument. Hang on, Franklin. Elaborate on that statement. Come on, elaborate on that. I'd like for you to tell the people that. Please explain what he just said, please.
All right. So there was a couple of games that I played with Abdel Blue where I have the win in hand. I already have the Astronaut's Altar. I have Flickers. I'm ready to win. All I need to do is get to my main phase. I run out of life because I'm playing against Arabella's, Malcolm Caddis's. This deck set can actually do it.
Dargo.
My face.
Whoa. How fast were these wins that you had readily available? How fast?
I was trying to win on turn 5 and turn 6 consistently. Because that's how fast this format is.
If Abdel Blue is not going for a protected win on turn 6, something has gone awry.
But that's what it's trying to do, but it's dying.
Yeah.
It's dying.
Time.
So
yeah, it does not get there every time.
So here's the problem, and I think all 4 of us are in agreement with this commander. This deck is literally trying to win and can turn 5s and 6s, but is losing to the Guts, the Arabellas, the Dargos, the Larrys, you name it. It's losing to one of these things. Even the Malcolms
it's
and the
the
Teshars.
healthy triangle. Yeah, it's the healthy aggro control.
It's losing to the pingers, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and the pingers. So here's the question. This deck is trying to win by turn 6, but it's doing it every single game. Where are we supposed to rate this? I actually don't know.
I have no clue either. I just want to say A.
I want to say
because
B. I think it's this next to Scholar that's trying to do the same exact thing.
And I will put a bit of a caveat, and I know this is a general video, but with the caveat that on Common Theory being able to run the common legendary backgrounds, because to prepare for Riches to Rags, I think with the Candlekeep Sage, it ups it, because it goes pretty hard.
So speaking of that, Bobby, Be Fine, did play Candlekeep Sage and Rags to Riches last time in the beginning.
He top 4.
I meant Rags to Riches, sorry.
I think he did top 4 with it.
He did. We worked on that list together.
I don't know his thought process. I don't know if he felt it was the same or if it, did any better. But now that all these pinger decks are out now, everything has a pinger in it.
It's still it's the same speed. Yeah.
It went from here. And then now these pingers are pushing it away.
But how do we think it would have done, even the standard Abdel Blue, how do we think it would have done in the Gretchen, or with the Simic environment of the Cloudy Commons 2?
Awesome.
I think it would have done. Awesome. I think it would have done great.
Awesome.
I think it would have. In retrospect, obviously, yeah, in retrospect, because that was not an aggro heavy meta.
Awesome.
It was more of a Simic meta, and it's going to probably eat those pods alive because it's going to get going, and it's going to fight through all the control and the flicker and everything else. It's just not going to care.
So here's a beautiful thing about the background. Have you read it? Have you read what it says? It says, take out 1/4 of target opponent's life.
It's actually pretty good. Franklin has won a lot of games on beating people to
by just punching people in the face with that, though. How about those a 4/4, bro?
Or the tokens.
So, I'm in agreement with B.
Yeah, I'm fine with B.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, you guys, we have 2 more decks this evening. And let's just move into the next easiest one. Franklin,
Abdel Black.
send it.
Abdel Black.
Nope.
Technically not the same thing as Abdel Blue. Similar.
Nope.
Also a very good deck.
Hang on. I don't want to agree with similar at all. In fact, I'll make a hell of an argument. Abdel Black is the last deck, as of currently, unless somebody's playing some crazy off-the-wall shenanigans, it's the last deck of all the sack edict creatures.
All the edicts, yeah.
Because you want to kill your own Abdel. Like, you're like actively trying to knock Abdel off the table so you could combo win because of the way the deck is configured now. So it's one of the last few decks that has just like edicts galore. I don't know. I think this deck protects itself much better than Abdel Blue. But I know Franklin's going to say it. I'm going to say it for you, Franklin. Cannot win consistently turn 5 or turn 6 because it's not doing the Archaeomancer loop thing. It's not doing that. But protecting its own ass, I think it is fantastic about that. Cobra, looks like you got something to say. Send it.
Now, here's the bad part about Abdel Black playing against it, right? Because I have not played it, but I've played against it quite a bit. Oh, they attack you with the soldiers. Oh, you're going to block. Ping. Oh, you're going to attack with big guys, and they don't have enough soldiers to maul you down. Okay, cool. Ping. It's just ping. So it's just pings you down.
The background makes combat feel so much weirder, and
it just sucks. It's like a lose-lose.
Yeah, you have to choose whether you take one or everyone takes one.
Yeah, I'm gonna deadly dispute ping. Oh, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of it does not feel good. And just watch this little ping. You know, it's just.
I actually think this deck is above Abdel Blue currently. I think it's an A tier, but what do you get? What do you think, Cobra? What do you think this is in?
I think it's an A tier, as long as you have an experienced pilot. Again, it's not as finicky as Teshar by any means, but you got to know how to play it and when to Grave Flicker and when to start killing Abdel. Because if you kill Abdel too early before you're really set up to actually you bring him back, you can get costed out. If you don't get your enough soldiers made, you can't even take advantage of the background. So it can be tricky, but I do think it's very resilient, and it is more of a grindy deck. Like it's not going for the flashy win, but it just grinds you to death. And also Abdel's swinging, 4/4s coming at you, so you got to deal with it, right? And this is if you kill it, they don't really care. And if you don't kill it, if you don't block it, that's 4 commander, and it's just like ugh. So it is. I think playing against it is a challenge. I have not tried to play it yet. I'll go with A.
Aaron, what do you think?
So this is Yami's deck. I've played against this a lot as well. This deck's strong. It's also something that Gut has to deal with. It's a lot better than the blue version. In my opinion, I think it's a lot better than. It's more resilient. Doesn't win as fast. It can win through combat. It can win through pinging you. It's just annoying to play against. I have to rank it at. I was around A to S.
Damn, those are high words.
Damn.
Franklin, you're last. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
I didn't say mine, but yes, Franklin, you're next.
Yeah, no, I'll just put it in A. I know it's better than Abdel Blue, but Abdel Blue, in my hands, is like different.
Damn, I was
Still different.
I'm so far apart from you guys. I was gonna say F tier, but all right, I guess we'll do A tier.
I do have a question though, kind of for the group.
Yeah.
So I thought I heard you say earlier, or you or Franklin say that there was an Abdel Black deck at the Cloudy Commons too, and it didn't do super well. And I'm wondering if it simply was too slow and such a fast meta, because while I said Abdel Blue would do well in that meta, I wonder if Black just was a little bit too slow for the fast meta. But I just didn't know what y'all's thoughts on why it didn't perform better
of Abdel Black.
So, I don't know what the build was, so yeah, I don't know. I just know it was there. That's all.
I'll have to go.
Yeah, you gotta also pod dependent things like that.
This deck is very pilot and pod dependent.
That's fair.
I agree with that.
It is not an easy deck to play.
It is harder to play. I agree.
It's very confusing. You can miss triggers. I don't know what his matchups were, or her matchups. It could have been anything. Missed triggers. It could have maybe didn't play it right.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now. So the one that showed up in Cloudy comments. Looks to be more like the older Flicker combo variant because it's running Hierophant's Chalice, Grim Bauble, Culling the Weak, and Nadir's Nightblade. So it is trying to just flicker the crap out of Abdel.
So the slower
there's
version.
Is it playing Biblioplex Assistant? That's the main card.
Yep, Biblioplex is
yeah. Okay, so that's not the variant that we're used to seeing. That's more consistent winning because that's just a few of the inconsistencies that we would see.
Yami topped with it too, didn't he?
Yami has topped 2 events with it. He won an event down here with it a long time ago, back when we played at Goblin Heist. He topped 2 or 3 of the events that I won. But last but not least of this tier list tonight for you guys, Franklin.
Shao Jun. So this was the deck I was talking about earlier when we were talking about TPI. Shao Jun's text box says, tap 2 untapped artifacts you control, Shao Jun deals 1 damage to each opponent. So at the very least, you're at least going to win. Might take forever, but with how the rest of the deck is, you're just going to find pieces and just start going. I have 2 artifact lands, do 1 damage. It's just a nice little control deck. You don't really have to care about what anyone else does. If someone does something that directly affects you, sure, you can stop it, you can bolt, you can remove creatures, or just move stuff out of the way. I've always been a big advocate for this deck. I've always liked it. I would probably put it in... I'll probably put it in B, seeing how well it's been doing.
So this is Alcadron's deck. I know this deck very well because I lost to it twice in the same tournament.
Interesting.
So this deck it's a sleeper. It don't look like it's doing anything, but it's doing something. Whether it's slow or what, but like I said, I got beat twice with it. As far as a deck, I think me and Gator tried to build it.
Several times.
It was just lost interest in it. It's good to see that, Out took the time to build it. It is getting a lot of help with all these new artifacts that are popping up. I have to say that it would have to be in the B tier as well.
Cobra.
Oh my god.
You were next.
Yeah, that's right. I got that.
Yeah, I think this is solid B. And I think this is a deck that preys on decks that has a tendency to show up at tournaments. Because I do think it doesn't do as well against the A and S tier. I just don't think it does. But if it's in like kind of a undetermined, like, or even a combo pod that's just the combo players are kind of slowing each other down, it will just slowly gain that value and just eat them up. And its turn is play a rock, pass, leave mana up, interact when I need to, in step before I go, tap my artifacts, ping everybody, go. You got the bigger artifact creatures there to either you can use in combat or you can leave to just make a wall. And you do have some utility from the artifacts you do play in case you need the utility. If not, you just tap them. And it does have some threat of commander damage with Shao Jun having flying and first strike on your turn. But I think mostly its value comes from the just being able to kind of just hang back, do spot control, because it wants the other pinger decks to do their thing. It wants Larry to do its thing. It wants Arabella to do its thing. It wants Dargo to do its thing up to a point, right? It synergizes well with the current meta, and it kind of again has a tendency to exploit those decks' weaknesses. And I think it's solid B. It just keeps getting better when they print these little artifacts, though. That's how I feel about it.
Interesting. I'm going to agree with you guys for now. I have more to say about this deck in the coming time, but I don't want to say what I have to yet because I want to see how it develops. Honestly, out of all of the decks we have here, now I understand that we have Dargo, Kediss, and Subordinate here, right? 2 like definitive aggro decks, right? And technically, TPI would be in this ballpark too, because the one we were talking about isn't the combo variant. Even though we spoke a little of the combo, it doesn't have a way to just definitively end the game, which I do find to be a problem. That doesn't mean I think the deck is bad, but that means you can't make a mistake. And in a tournament situation, one mistake could cost you the game, especially when you don't have a way to compensate for this. So I want to see how the deck develops and see more and more, because I will agree we are getting way better tools for a deck like this.
My counterpoint to that is the 2 pilots who showed up with this deck, one of them won, the other one got second.
I mean, that says something.
I don't disagree.
Yeah,
But
I do think if the decks if Shao Jun or Shao Jun like decks become more prominent, you're going to see life gain get more powerful. Because right now, like you could have a million, you play against a Malcolm deck and you got a million life, it combos off, you're losing, right? But Shao Jun, you could keep your head above water by keeping your life total high enough, and that's right now, like Vizcopa or Arabella, which Arabella's obviously dealing damage, so whatever. But that life gain really hurts you when you're with Shao Jun, I think, because your plan is to kind of grind the table down. I do think the lack of a solid combo finish is a negative, but I think it just does so well outside of that. But of course, you got to be able to block a flying first striker, so you do have commander damage as a slow win condition.
With that said, Franklin. And thank you guys again for joining us on this tier list, and we will see you next time for the other end of this tier list. But Franklin,
Cobra, Aaron, I don't think you guys have any social medias for you guys to plug, but
no.
You can find me on Discord
outside of your Moxfield accounts,
and you can find my Moxfield account. Yep.
All right, and with that, everyone, thank you so much for joining. We have a lot more decks to go through next week, but we'll chunk through them. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We've made it this far. You're a real one. Cobra, you're going to enjoy hearing it when we get through this. Thank you again. Thank you guys for joining. We'll see you guys. Have a great week.
peace.
Thank you for watching. And if you want to support the channel, please subscribe and join the Discord in our link below. And become a member over on our Patreon.
Shout out to all of our Patreons and YouTube channel members. Cobraman, Aaron, Orzo Kadar, Sukinato, NYC Burrito, Little Rad Lotad, Frank, Scoob, Too Much Do, and Josh. Thank you so much for all of your support and keeping the channel going.